Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's mini lecture. This week, we're going to be talking about mass society and propaganda theories. Mass society and propaganda theories were some of the earliest approaches to mass communication, emerging in the 1920s and 30s and developed through the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Mass society and propaganda theories make a number of assumptions. They assume that the media are very powerful, not a hugely shocking assumption given the time. They also assume that they have direct influence on the minds and behaviors of people. And that's really what this cartoon is demonstrating here. They also assume that this influence has long-term negative effects on the individuals themselves. And more importantly, they assume that they have long-term negative effects on society, ultimately leading to a totalitarian social order and general decline of civilization. Some early mass society theories either romanticized agrarian life and demonized city life, as in Ferdinand Tönnies Gemeinschaft and Gesellschaft. Others, like Emil Durkheim, who you'll read about this week, disparaged agrarian life for binding individuals into certain roles and ways of being. Durkheim described that as mechanical solidarity. Meanwhile, he celebrated the modern social order and the way different individuals work together, like the blood system, to support and nourish a larger whole. This he called organic solidarity. And you'll read about all of these this week. In general, what we find is that while the theories look at media, individuals, and society from slightly different angles, they have similar preoccupations, as well as the assumptions that I just outlined a few minutes ago. For example, all of the mass society theorists and propaganda theorists are concerned with the relationship between media and democracy. They're also very concerned with what can or should be done with the media and for what ends. This week's readings should take 2 to 3 hours of careful reading. While you do the reading, please pay close attention to the historical context that gave rise to these theories. Also, consider the similarities and differences between the different approaches. Like the theories themselves, think about that relationship between media and democracy. Finally, throughout the chapter, think about your experience of the media today. What do these theories say about that you think accurately describes our world today? What still applies and how? What's no longer relevant and why? Finally, as this quote from Jim Morrison also indicates, an important theme that runs throughout the chapter but isn't explored as carefully or explicitly as it should be is the question of control. As you read, pay attention to who or what each of the theories thinks should control the media. What does control mean? What does it look like? And why should any of us care about these questions? Hopefully you can kind of consider this week's mini lecture as a reading guide as well. So hopefully these images and the questions I've posed alongside them can help you as you make your way through the readings this week. And hopefully it'll all be good fodder for our discussions.